In a rainforest filled with unusual and exotic creatures, a young Capuchin monkey takes his first steps. He must tread carefully. It's a long way to fall. As he explores his world, his life will be full of challenges. He must learn to find feasts and survive famine. There are prickles to unpick and puzzles to solve. Encounters with strangers, some wielding sharp beaks, others with fearsome jaws. But the biggest challenge of all will come from his own kind, as a rival gang moves in for a takeover. Can this young Capuchin survive the invasion and make the leap to independence? High in the canopy, a young white-faced Capuchin takes his first tentative steps of the morning. Today is a big day for Blanco. He's 6 months old. He has spent most of his life clinging to his mother's back. But today he begins a journey of his own, 80 feet up above the forest floor. For Blanco, every step is a revelation through a giant treehouse labyrinth with so much to see. Hear and taste. But his journey is full of peril. 1 in 3 Capuchin babies don't reach their first birthday. For Blanco to beat the odds and survive to adulthood, the next 4 months will be vital. He needs to learn fast what it takes for a baby Capuchin to survive. His mother keeps in touch using contact calls. She's not going to let him go too far. It's a smart move. She knows this area of forest better than anyone. Their rainforest home lies in the heart of Colombia, nourished by the Magdalena River. Here, the forest is sandwiched between the mighty central and eastern Cordillera mountain ranges. Close to the equator, this forest has all the ingredients it needs to thrive. Sun and warmth, fertile soils, fresh water, and seasonal rains. But a November downpour marks the end of the 8-month rainy season. For Blanco, the drier 4 months ahead will be tough, but he won't face them alone. He and his mother belong to a troop of 25 Capuchins, an extended family. 6 adolescents are like teenagers and constantly push their boundaries, while 4 babies, younger than Blanco, still rely on their mothers for their every need. With 15 adults, there are a lot of experienced monkeys here for Blanco and the other youngsters to watch and learn from. Especially Miguel, alpha male, leader of the troop, and Blanco's father. As the biggest and strongest of the troop, he commands respect and loyalty. He has mating rights with all the females, and in return, protects and leads the troop. Miguel is always ready to fight for his territory. Almost 1 square mile of prime rainforest, which neighboring troops would be prepared to battle for. His biggest threat is a rival gang of male Capuchins lurking just over a mile away. They have their eyes on his territory and his females. A takeover would be fatal for Blanco. Any new alpha male would kill all Miguel's babies to gain mating rights with the females. For now, Miguel has the home advantage, and he has backup. His troop includes 4 strong subordinate males. They are his allies and will support him in battle. 10 adult females make up the next line of defense. They were born into this troop and will do almost anything to protect their young. As part of such a strong troop commanding a rich territory, Blanco has a strong head start in life. He's spotted something. But is it friend or foe? Giant eyes stare back at him. The other Capuchins have noticed them too. Who are these unfamiliar creatures? There's a clue in their eyes. It's a family of night monkeys. Unusually, they're out in the light of day. Something must be amiss. Blanco hangs back, but Alpha Miguel goes in for a closer look. He's not worried about the night monkeys. They may eat the same fruit as Capuchins, but this is their sleeping time. They won't head out foraging until after dark. So something must have spooked them. Something lurking in the canopy above. Standing 2.5 feet tall and weighing up to 10 pounds, the king vulture is a formidable scavenger and predator. The same tools it uses to find and tear apart rotting carcasses can easily be turned on a baby monkey. Keen eyesight and sense of smell help it to pinpoint a meal. A powerful hooked beak helps it to tear open tough hide or soft monkey. And its bald head and neck help it stay clean as it tucks into rotting flesh. The king vulture has spotted Blanco, who's ventured a little too far from mom. Alpha male Miguel must act fast to protect his troop of Capuchins. He needs to head off the threatening vulture. Miguel's charge has worked. It's a lucky escape for Blanco, and he's learned to keep an eye out for strange-looking giant birds. With the coast clear, the Capuchins can get on with their daily mission: the search for food. The troop makes moving around in the trees look easy. They dash across branches on all fours and occasionally use their prehensile tails for a bit of extra control. When the troop moves so quickly, young Blanco must hitch a ride. Like humans, Capuchins are omnivores. They'll eat pretty much anything they can get their hands on, be it plant or animal. Miguel leads the troop to a particularly rich corner of his territory in search of chanta fruit. As the dry season takes hold, rich pickings like these will be harder to find. These juicy black fruit contain so much sugar they can be used to make rum. They're a nutrient-rich feast. Unfortunately for the Capuchins, they grow on the prickly pole palm tree, which, as its name suggests, is covered in spines. At the bottom of the tree, one of Blanco's older brothers assesses the challenge. The spikes seem to have put him off. But Blanco is undeterred. He's light enough to stand on the spikes without too much trouble. Careful footwork gets him to the prize. Blanco's brother gives it another go. He's having a bit more luck this time. But he still has to figure out how to avoid those nasty thorns. All part of the steep learning curve of life. A smarter Capuchin has taken her bunch of chanta fruit to a thornless tree. Here, her baby has the perfect vantage point to see her bounty. But right now, despite his mother's best efforts, he seems to be showing more interest in the twigs and leaves. Nearby, another animal is on the hunt for a meal. A screech owl is watching their every move. Its large eyes can detect the slightest movement in the brush, and it can pinpoint creatures it can't see with its acute sense of hearing. Thankfully, capuchins are too big to be on the screech owl's menu, so it'll stick to lizards, insects, and smaller mammals. With Blanco and the adults full up on chanta fruit, it's the baby's turn to have breakfast. During the first 8 weeks of its life, a baby capuchin will more than double in weight, which means a lot of time spent nursing. This is a great opportunity for the whole troop to spend quality time together. And for capuchins, that means grooming. Once they've picked a grooming buddy, they choose one of two tactics. It's either the teeth technique or the fingers method. Grooming requires concentration. But then so does being groomed, as Blanco is learning. The act of grooming has a strong calming influence on those involved. It's like mindfulness for monkeys. It also cements relationships and reinforces who's who in the troop's hierarchy. For monkeys of similar status, it's you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Low-ranking monkeys spend the most time grooming others, while an alpha like Miguel gets groomed the most. The rest of the troop queues up to give Blanco's dad a scratch. In return, they gain his favor and protection. All this pampering means he can conserve his energy for when it really matters. Like right now. An alarm call. Something has spooked the troop. An unknown capuchin. It's one of the rival gang. Miguel and the other males leap into action. If this is a takeover bid, Blanco could be in real danger. Miguel sees off the intruder. But it won't be long before the rival returns with reinforcements. An attempt at a takeover is inevitable. The Magdalena River marks the eastern edge of Miguel's troops' territory. To the west, competition between Capuchin troops is intensifying as their forest home shrinks. Over the last 50 years, vast tracts of fertile forests in the Magdalena Valley have disappeared, transformed into fields for cattle to graze on. If deforestation continues at the same rate, it will only be a matter of time before these already endangered capuchins have nowhere to go. They're not the only primates in danger of losing their home. This brown spider monkey is another tree dweller and a subspecies unique to Colombia. Habitat loss and hunting have sent the population plummeting, leaving the species critically endangered. Like the capuchin, it is a master acrobat in the trees. But where a capuchin weighs around 7 pounds, this guy tips the scales at 19. So while Blanco learns to climb along branches, the spider monkey tends to hang off them. Its long spider-like limbs give it a massive reach, and hook-like hands help it swing through the canopy with ease. An even longer flexible tail acts like a fifth limb. Hairless at the tip, this prehensile tail has the grip it needs to support all the monkey's weight. It's perfect for just hanging out hands-free. Or to reach those parts of the trees where others fear to tread. Spider monkeys spend most of their time up in the canopy looking for fruit. They eat little else. But as their habitat continues to shrink, finding enough to eat becomes ever more challenging. It's the same problem for Miguel's troop. Especially in December, when the forest dries out and fruiting trees are harder to come by. But capuchins are some of the cleverest monkeys on the planet, and experts when it comes to exploiting every possible foraging opportunity. They've learned that many a tasty feast hides in the forest. You've just got to know where to look. Blanco is learning by watching his troop in action. A tree hole looks promising. Dexterous hands are ideal for prizing out bugs and grubs. Nothing yet. Time to try a different nook or cranny. It's a bit like a lucky dip. The tree hole plunderer has found a fat spider, but he's not sharing. One of Blanco's ants has her own technique. She's scouring the underside of leaves for grubs and caterpillars. But Blanco is too old to be fed. He he has to find his own food. There's no shortage of leaves to choose from. But he's not having much luck. Finding a snack on the back of a leaf takes practice. You need to get an eye in. That's not even a leaf. Not much there. Maybe this one. Another empty leaf. Blanco's aunt makes it look easy. She's found a huge, juicy caterpillar. Blanco needs to learn quickly because in leaner times, these hidden snacks could be all that keeps him alive. By January, a month without rain has changed Colombia's lowland forest. Fruiting trees are now few and far between, and fallen leaves cover the forest floor. For many animals, this is a time of hardship and hunger. South American raccoons rifle through the undergrowth, looking for insects and pretty much anything else they can dig up. The temperature is stifling, more than 90 degrees. A leaf-nosed bat takes shelter in the scant shade of a palm leaf. Everyone is feeling the heat. The Capuchins save their energy, sleeping away the heat of the day. While the troop rests, some members are constantly on the lookout, keeping watch for any dangers. Blanco is wide awake and looking for fun. Play is a great way for Blanco to hone his monkey skills, like tree gymnastics, tool use and engineering, social skills, and the art of combat. Even if it's upside down. For now, rough and tumble wrestling is just for fun. But one day, Blanco may need these skills to fend off a real attack, or stake his own claim to a piece of rainforest territory, just like his father, Miguel. At 8 months old, Blanco is growing in confidence, but he's still not too old for a cuddle with Mom. The troop has company. But it's not the rival gang. It's a squirrel monkey. These little cousins of the Capuchins aren't a threat The two species often spend time foraging together. They recognize each other's alarm calls, and there's no harm in having more eyes on the lookout for danger. But as the dry season tightens its grip, fruit and the safety of the canopy is harder to find. Miguel must lead his troop in search of food in more dangerous places. By mid-February, the forest floor is covered with dead leaves. But there is food to be had here. Insects and plants that could provide rich pickings for the hungry troop. Miguel brings them to the remnants of a small waterhole. But at ground level, the taste of opportunity comes peppered with danger. A spectacled caiman. More than 6 feet long, with jaws strong enough to crush a monkey. Its raised eyes are fine-tuned for lurking at the surface to watch for prey. A special streak of photoreceptors allows it to scan the shoreline without moving its head. It waits patiently for its moment to strike. Miguel leads the hungriest and bravest members of the troop down onto the forest floor. Blanco is more cautious. He watches and waits. His aunt wades right in. She's trying her insect under the leaf trick again. Another female uses the pool to cool down from the searing heat. Blanco edges closer, curious and hungry. Foraging here is a risky business. But Blanco is determined to perfect the leaf technique. Got one. And got away with it. The rest of the troop joins in on the forest floor. But something's caught Blanco's attention. He's letting his curiosity get the better of him. It's just a log. They've had a good feed, and Blanco and his playmates have a new burst of energy. But there's danger in the undergrowth. A jaguar is on the prowl, one of Colombia's most elusive and dangerous predators. It is the largest cat in the Americas, weighing up to 330 pounds. Its spotted coat provides the perfect camouflage in the dappled light of the forest. The monkeys have no idea it's there. A lookout in the trees sounds the alarm just in time, and they spring to safety. Capuchins have different alarm calls for different predators. So while the jaguar alarm call sends them dashing up the nearest tree, an eagle alarm call would send them diving for cover. It's one of many calls that Blanco must learn. As the dry season enters its final month, some forest trees come into bloom. The hungry capuchins have been waiting for this lifeline. Today, Miguel leads his troop to another seasonal gem within his territory, a bucaro tree. Like the buttercup, the bucaro flowers toward the end of the dry season. The resourceful capuchins drink the nectar from the flowers. By holding on with their tails, they can seize the flowers with their nimble fingers and extract the nectar. This sugar-rich drink is a much-needed boost of energy. Experienced Miguel has timed the visit perfectly. The flowers will only last a matter of days, so the troop makes the most of the great opportunity. Pollen-stained faces reveal who's been devouring the blossoms. This feeding frenzy is also good for the tree, as the monkeys help pollinate the flowers. This may be just the break the troop needs to see it through to the end of the dry season. But they aren't the only ones with their eyes on these blossoms. Miguel's troop has spied an unknown capuchin. And he's not alone. It's the rival gang. They're finally launching their takeover bid. Blanco can sense the danger. This battle will determine his fate. The mothers and youngsters scatter while the males prepare to do battle. If the rival gang succeeds, then Blanco and the other youngsters will be lucky to survive. Miguel and his allies rush in for a preemptive attack. They must keep the intruders away from the rest of the troop. This is their turf. They move quickly, leaping between trees with an insider's knowledge, closing in on the enemy. Miguel drives the rival ringleader to the ground. Blanco cowers in the undergrowth. If he's not careful, he could get caught in the crossfire. He escapes. Just in time. It's over. They've chased off the enemy. Thanks to Miguel and his troop's united display of strength, the rivals won't be in any rush to return. Blanco should be safe, at least for a while. As April approaches, so do the rains. Miguel's ability to protect his territory has kept his troops safe and fed throughout the dry season. Blanco has learned the lengths to which a Capuchin troop must go to survive the harshest time of year. He's come a long way over the last few months. He's mastered his climbing skills, figured out who's friend and foe, learned to be resourceful, and now he's just survived a big threat to his life. It's been a roller coaster journey, but he's come through and moved one step closer to independence. If he carries on like this, perhaps one day he will follow in Miguel's footsteps and lead a troop of his own.